loud perceptions of noises that plays in our head. We try to look for a meaning, a point. But in looking for all of this meaning, in looking for all of this point, we are still drawn in a darkness. Greetings to you too, MJ. There is a darkness that exists in every man. I want you to truly listen to me with intelligence, not with emotion. There is this innate darkness that exists in every man, irrespective whether you're a man, you're a woman. It exists in everybody. This darkness is masked. You know what I mean by a mask? Is mask. And this darkness is the natural nature of the man. Do you understand? It is the natural nature of the man. This darkness that exists in every man or every human that exists on the surface of the earth is what we hide. We don't want people to see it. With shame, we hide it. And hence the ancient teachers and the ancient philosophers have always said, a man, what is virtue if not morality? What is virtue if not morality? A man is not born with virtue. Neither is a man born with what? Morality. There is no man on the surface of the earth that is born with virtue. What the man is born with is this crude darkness of the human potency that is in him. Respectful greetings to you, to Tina Tomato, Karika Papaya. What the man is born with is the crude darkness. This darkness is very crude. That is what is born with. It is called the crude potential that exists naturally in the man. But this crude potential becomes hidden. It becomes what? Hidden. So, the ancient philosophers and the ancient teachers says, to know a man, do not get carried away by the show of goodness that the man displays. Are you understanding me? To know a man, do not get carried away by the show of goodness that he displays. For many of us, the reason why we feel unhappy with people, the reason why we feel disappointed in people, is because we don't want to know the person. We are attracted only to the show of goodness that is displayed by the person. And this has become a natural debate that has been going on since time immemorial, which is man inherently evil? Which means, is evil natural in the man? Or evil is what the man picks up along the way? Inherently, I think that is the English word I was looking for. Inherently, is a man inherently evil? Is evil natural inside the man, or evil is what the man or the human picks up along the way? The truth is, evil is inherently natural inside of the man. Evil is a natural tendency of the man. To be wicked, to be negative, is the natural tendency of the man. Because evil and wickedness is about wanting to exact our dominance. Do you understand? Wanting to do what? Exact our dominance on people, our control. So it is inherently natural that the man wants to control things. He might try to do it in a subtle way, or he might try to do it in an extremely, gross way. If you keep a child and a dog, a little puppy together, and the child and the puppy are playing, it is just a matter of time the child will naturally pick up a stick and start hitting the puppy. Just a matter of time. Even if the puppy is not biting the child or is just playing around, but it is natural in the child that it will naturally pick up a stick and start hitting the puppy. Because dominance is natural. It's a natural tendency that is inside of the man. And hence the ancient teacher says, when you want to meet with people, do not get carried away by the show of goodness that the people display. For goodness is a mask. It is not the natural nature of the man. A man that says, I'm a judge, he is not naturally a judge. Judge or a magistrate or a lawyer is a mask. So when you want to relate with people, and if you want to have a good relationship with people, the ancient teacher says, learn to see the suffering of the man, not the show of goodness. For when you don't see the suffering of the man, and you are looking at the show of goodness that the man displays, it is a matter of time you will be discouraged. And hence you will start saying, I never knew that this person was like this. I never knew that this person was like this. I thought this person was like this. Because we get attracted to the mask that is displayed by the person. We don't look at the what? At the struggle of the person. For that which helps you to have a meaningful relationship of camaraderie, of true union with a person, is dependent on the struggle. But even when you say, I love and I appreciate this person, you don't appreciate a person for the light they show. You appreciate a person for the struggles they have overcome to display that light. But the ancient teachers and the ancient philosophers says, if you want to continuously maintain a wonderful relationship, do not keep your eye only on the light that is displayed by the person, for the light is a mask. It is not the real person. Even holiness is a mask. A man says they are holy. Holiness is a what? Is a mask. Saintliness is a mask. Righteousness is a mask. A man says, I'm a good person. I don't like nonsense. It's a mask. These are all masks that we wear. And hence, to truly see the man is to see his struggles. For when you truly see the man's struggles, then only then will you say you know the person. But when you get carried away by the mask of the person, and then the ancient teachers, elaborate and said, no man is born with virtue. Virtue is a mask we wear. So we wear the mask of virtue. We wear the mask of morality. We wear the mask of whatever profession you are doing. Your profession is a mask. It is not you. So whether you say, I'm a priest, I'm a teacher of God, I'm a teacher of students, I am a doctor, I am a philosopher, whatever it is you say you are, all of these things are all mask. And because they are all mask, when you get carried away and attracted to the mask, then you become the unfortunate victim of the fire of that mask. Just like a moth, a butterfly moth, M-O-T-H, moth, gets attracted to the beauty of fire and is enchanted by the beauty of the fire. It enters into the fire and it dies. Similarly, many of us, we are attracted only to the shininess of people's personality. For the personality is a mask. And when you are attracted to the shininess of this personality, it is just a matter of time you will start hating the person. For the moment the person goes a bit off the shininess of the personality that you are attracted to, you will start saying the person has changed. You are not the person I used to know before. So then, if we look at it this way, then what does it really mean? How do one really live a life? To truly live a life is to be truthful and sincere to your natural nature. To be truthful and sincere to your natural nature. And to use intelligence with discrimination to be able to keep it apart. For it is natural for you to be envious of people. It is natural for you to be angry. For the ancient philosopher says, what is anger? Why is it difficult for you to let go of anger? And when people do negative things to you and you are hurt, why is it difficult for you to forgive people? Why? Have you asked yourself this question? Thank you very much, Mr. Johnny. Have you truly asked yourself this question? Why is it that it is easy for you to jump to anger? And when people do things negative things to you that you perceive as negative, it is very difficult for you to let go of that negative thing or that negative thoughts. Even if you try to push it away, but once in a while it simmers again back to the surface. Why is it difficult to let it go? I will tell you the reason why. The reason why it is difficult to truly let go of anger, and the reason why anger will continuously come again and again and again in your body, the reason why when people do things to you, you will hold it very tightly, it is not necessarily because of your past traumas. No. It is because anger is the same. It gives you the same feeling as when you are having sex. You enjoy being angry because it gives you dominance. Many people will be like, no, it's not true. It is true. The same way when people say things to you and you are angry or you get irritated or you get upset that this person said this to me and you are holding on to it. It is because you enjoy it. You see, the body follows a system pattern. The body, my body, your body. It follows a pattern. And what is that pattern? It clings more towards what it enjoys and runs away from what it does not enjoy. Do you understand? The body has a pattern. My body, your body. It has a pattern. And because it has that pattern, it is naturally drawn towards what it gets pleasure from. And it naturally wants to go away from what it does not get pleasure from. So anger is born out of pleasure. The same pleasure you feel when you are sexually aroused. The same pleasure you feel when you get to the peak of orgasm is the same thing with anger. So the body likes this. So when people say, control your anger, I'm doing so many things to control my anger. But why is the anger not going away? It is not going away because what? It is pleasure. It is pleasure. And because it is pleasure, the body derives pleasure from it. You derive pleasure in believing that someone has done something bad to you. You will not want to truly accept it, but it is a fact. There is a pleasure we derive at, I am innocent and this person did this negative thing to me. There is a pleasure we derive in that. The same way also with anger. I need to defend myself. It's a pleasure. And because it is pleasure, it is difficult for the body to truly let it go. It is very difficult. So even though anger is born out of what? Frustration, unfulfilled desire. It is also pleasure. Many teachers have said anger is like a burning coal. When you are angry, it burns you. But if you really look at it properly, it is also the same way you feel when you start getting sexually aroused. Are you understanding me? I believe many of the people that I'm speaking to or that are listening to me right now are not children, but well-matured people. The same way you started feeling when you are getting sexually aroused is the same way you feel when you are angry. The same way. For in the point where sexual arousal comes, when you are with a woman and you are getting sexually stimulated, your heart starts. What happens to your breathing pattern? Your breathing pattern changes. Your heart starts palpitating in excitement. And the heart palpitating in excitement what happens? There are some hot flushes that goes around your body. Hot flushes goes around your body. The same way also, when you meet a person and you get when your anger is starting, the same way your heart also start palpitating, and hot flushes also start going around you, because your body sees anger as pleasure. Are you understanding my point? Your body sees anger as pleasure. It is pleasure to it. And because it is pleasure to it, it falls back into it very quicker. So many people want to get don't want to be addicted to sex, but the addiction of anger is very difficult to let go because it is pleasure also. And hence the ancient teacher says, until you learn to live a life of a recluse, what can help you to let go or to truly let go of this anger and all of this thing is the life of an ascetic. Until you live the life of an ascetic, that is the only way you can truly rise above this. The life of ascetic. What is an ascetic? It is the life of discipline and austerity. Until you live the life of an ascetic, whereby you question yourself at all times, then and only then will you truly start seeing that then control comes into the play. You are able to do what? Control. And in that point, you are able to push the mask away. In Africa, there is this tradition that goes in Africa. It happens a lot in Nigeria. I don't know if this happened a lot in Ghana or in any other West African countries or African countries. And that is a yearly festival whereby people dress themselves in masquerades. They put on the cloth of masquerades. And taking on this cloth of masquerade, they go and start dancing. And then they say, the ancient people or the traditional people there says the masquerade is a representation of the spirit world. So the masquerade is coming to show you the spirit world. But the ancient philosopher says, no, the masquerade is not coming to show you the spirit world. The masquerade is basically showing you the nature of the man. The masquerade is showing you what? The nature of the man, of how the man keeps on the mask. He wears the mask of different things to hide his true nature. So a man may wear the mask of holiness. And hence, when you start hearing that, I thought this was a holy person, and his true nature is not that of holiness. A man may wear the mask of a very bad person, according to the societal standard. But his true nature is not bad. A man may wear the mask of a spiritual person, but his true nature is not spiritual. A man may wear the mask of a scientist or the mask of a doctor, but his true nature is not that of a doctor. It is a mask. So the ancient philosophers and the ancient teachers says, when will you see beyond the mask of everyone? For everyone around you is wearing a mask. And to truly be able to connect with people is to connect with people by seeing their sufferings. Even the man that you feel is showing you saintliness, don't get carried away by that show of saintliness. Look at the sufferings. For when you look at the suffering, only then will you not become envious of that man. Only then will you not become jealous of the person. The reason why we are jealous of people, the ancient teacher says, is because we are looking at the glamour that presents itself in front of us. Are you understanding, my friends, my brothers, my sisters that is listening to the sound of my voice? You look, you see the glamour. You understand what I mean by the glamour? The show of success that is presented in front of you. When you see or your attention is attracted to the show of success that is presented in front of you, you will naturally be jealous of the person. Because we are naturally, it's like the moth, like I said, the fly that is attracted to light. But that same light becomes the source of his death. Unfortunately, we are like that. Unfortunately, every one of us is like that. The fly that is attracted to what? To light. And that also becomes the source of his death. So you will be jealous of people because your eye naturally falls on the light of the success that they display. So if you don't want to be jealous of people, the ancient teacher says, look at their struggle. For even in that light of success that they are displaying to you, there is a struggle that is underneath it. If you see your friend is having a car or is is achieving has bought a house, and like, oh, me, I have not yet bought a house. So you are looking at that achievement. You get carried away by that achievement. Thank you very much, Pritumino. You get carried away by that achievement. And hence the ancient teacher says, do not look at the achievement, but look at the struggle that is there to maintain that achievement. For when you are truly able to look at that struggle, only then will you be able to empathize with people. And to be able to look at the struggles of people requires what? The life of asceticism. The life of what? Of asceticism. What is asceticism? It means the life of discipline. The life of discipline. And that is what I said today. Greediness is not what condemns you. Even though you have heard many times I say, do not be greedy. You've heard that statement a lot, isn't it? Many of you have heard that statement a lot. Do not be greedy. A greedy man is going to go to hell. If you are greedy, you will go to hell. Greediness will send you, to hell. But I tell you one thing. It is not your greed that condemns you. It is not your greed that condemns you. It is the desire to want to spend. Overspending is what condemns you. For what does greed give birth to in a man? Overspending. And that which makes you an enemy to another person is overspending. Overspending. For why is it that your money is never enough? It is not that money is never enough for you, but because overspending is addictive. Overspending is addictive. And because overspending is addictive, you want to take that which belongs to another person so that you can continue to spend. So in today's society that we live in, when a person overspends and like to give, so we say this is a generous person. We call such people generous. But when a person does not like to give, we say these are stingy people, or they are too economical. But there's one thing people forget, or you forget, and that is a man that is economical of his finance, of his money, becomes a blessing to other people after him. Are you understanding? A man that is careful of his finances, does not spend his money anyhow, becomes a blessing to the people that is after him. For whatever he leaves behind becomes the treasure of other people that will be after him. But a man that spends a lot, has no control of him wanting to spend, becomes a source of mockery after his death. Are you understanding? You see the opposite of it all? Are you seeing the opposite? A man that is stingy becomes a giver, a well-wisher to the people that is after him. But a man that is a spendthrift becomes a source of what? Laughter to the people that is after him. He becomes laughed at by the people. He becomes a source of mockery by the people that is after him. He becomes a big source of mockery. His lifestyle becomes a source of mockery. And because his lifestyle becomes a source of mockery, he becomes a bad example. He does not become a positive example. He becomes a bad example. And hence the ancient philosophers and the teachers says, what then does it mean for a man to be moral? Morality simply means doing your duty. A man is called a moral man that does his duty, not complaining about it. So basically doing your duty with one hand and then holding God with the other hand. That is called a true moral man. A man or a woman that does their duty with one hand and holds on to God with the other hand. That is a true moral man. So I say to you, my friends, my brothers, that is listening to the sound of my voice, the mask of character sometimes become overwhelming. Your duty is to look beyond the mask. For when you truly look beyond the mask, will you truly be able to connect with the person that is underneath the mask? The same way a man might speak philosophically, very nicely, that does not mean that he lives a truly philosophical and nice life. A man might show that, they are saintly and godly. That does not really mean that he's truly godly. So to see beyond the wearer of the cloth requires discipline. All right, I'm going to stop here. I'm open to questions. Any question from us, you can send your request and ask me your question. I'm going to stop you also on Facebook. Ciao.